Welcome aboard to Cooking Natural. Your host, Master Chef Tjfava. How am I a Master Chef? Well, I graduated New York City Community College Cooking School in 1977 and had 43 years of professional chefing. I've mostly in corporate food service, and then on my own for a while, and in retirement, whatever. What is Cooking Natural? Cooking Natural is a cooking show that will take 90% of your favorite recipes and show you how to cook them without any GMO foods.
Preparations for the morning beverage. You'll see in front of you we have two types of bananas. We have fruits, vegetables, there are nuts and seeds and grains. In there's a grapefruit in the middle. These are the parts that go into the morning beverage. So, see you on the next video. Clip, rather.
Hello, my name is Tjfava. I am your cooking naturally chef, and this is the workup video for the first step of the healthy morning beverage. And the reason why it's the first step and I'm not uniform, because I'm really going to get messy on this stuff. You're not going to be here for the mess, but I just want to let you know. In front of me, I have pineapple, regular banana skins, plantain. There you go, plantain. Okay, one's riper than the other, but that's okay. Cantaloupe, cloves, turmeric, parsley root, and that's enough for now. And what I'm going to do with this is skin the pineapple, the plantain, the cantaloupe, the turmeric, the cloves, and going to turn that into just skins. All right, the fruit's going to remain on the side, but I'm just looking for skins, because the first part of the morning beverage is making the skin broth or the peel broth. And the bananas, the pineapple, cantaloupe, all this is so heavy in antioxidants that we can't get it unless we use every part of the plants that we're doing the morning beverage with. So tomorrow, after this has been sitting overnight, then I'll be in uniform and we'll make the video of all the parts that go into the morning beverage. Thank you for joining me.
Okay, we are now on the last part of the Cooking Natural. Now, to avoid you staying in watching me fill up the ice cube trays, putting it in the refrigerator, I figure let me just show you the last end of it, and we'll go from there. So, after I ground up all the nutrient-rich fruits and vegetables and seeds, and made the peel broth, everything got put into a pot, and it came up just about a half-inch below the handles. Now, what I did with that was I ladled it into an ice cube tray, okay, and I made, let me take that out. Whoa. I don't know. Can you see that? Oh, Anyway, oops, go back in. Okay, so that amount made 6 of these 12 1¼ ounce ice cube trays. And what I do is I just fill it up, and in my freezer, I don't have a shelf really to put anything, but I do have a channel between the two sides that I can put the ice cube tray nestled there one at a time. Takes a little bit, but it works. And so that's what the ice cube tray looks like with the brownish liquid that's there. Very, very concentrated. You definitely need to take the ice cube out, put it in a cup, and add at least 8 ounces of warm water to it to thaw it out and drink it later. So these are the last parts of the puzzle. Now what you need to know is every single fruit, vegetable, anything that I was going to use got washed in baking soda. And the reason for it got washed in baking soda is because baking soda will remove the chemical residues that are on the fruits and vegetables. Whether you're going to use the rind or not, you're still going to cut into it. And whatever's on the outside is going to get to the meat of the fruit, vegetable, whatever. So you need to wash everything thoroughly, dry it off. On things like the pineapple, the papaya, the grapefruit, I put 1/3 of the grapefruit rind into the peel broth because you don't want all that citric oils into the peel broth, but you want some. The lemon, on the other hand, when we get to lemons, the lemon I just chop off the ends and hack it up and throw the lemons into a blender. All right, whole, seeds and all, because everything about that lemon is beneficial to you. Now, this recipe started off with 2 carrots, 2 lemons, a bunch of parsley, and that was it. And that gave you a whole bunch of nutrition, but you needed more to cover your body for all of the everyday free radicals that are in the air, the food, the water that you ingest and just breathe. It attacks your body. So you need something that will release those heavy metal and free radicals from the body. Now, believe it or not, your body is a magical place, because when you eat this stuff that I made here on this beverage, it gets pulled out of the cells and the membranes or whatever and puts it into the digestive tract. The digestive tract is a very, very important organ. Yes, it is an organ. And what it does, it extracts all the nutrients out of what's in there and leaves the toxic substances there. So when you do your morning or afternoon routines, it gets eliminated into the bowl and into the ground. So very important that you do that. The other thing that I need to tell you is that people just take the earth for granted. It's here. We live on it. No. The earth is a living, breathing organism. Even the rocks are living, breathing organisms. They may not move like we do, but they are so much a part of this planet. Without them, we wouldn't be a planet. Um, for mushrooms, let's say, and the trees and plants, they have an underground network, one cell wide, but an underground network of tubulars that goes to everything. And if one plant is hurting for a nutrient, the message goes through the underground network, and the mushrooms or the other plants that have that nutrient send it along to that plant that's hurting, and vice versa. So this whole planet is alive, and whether you are an atheist or not, the Creator made this planet so that it all interacts with each other. So, and the water that we drink, the water that comes down from the sky, it's all alive. If you take water, for example, and you put it in a petri dish or dish, and you scream at it, you yell at it, you tell it it's horrible, it's ugly, and then freeze it, it will freeze flat, not a single ripple in it. On the other hand, you take that same water that was flat and not alive, and you talk nice to it. Yes, I said talk nice to water. You say, thank you, water, for supplying me with nutrients and liquid for my body to work. You have helped me and benefited me. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Then freeze it. That water now has crystalline forms, something like a snowflake, but in the crystal, because the water listened to you, and it's alive. So you can't take this world for granted. That's it on the lecture, but just know, everything works together on this planet. And what we're doing with the morning beverage is trying to get as much of that into you as possible, 1.5 ounces at a time. I thank you very much for joining me on this channel today, and I will see you on the next one. I think the next one is I'm going to make bread, and bread's going to be a sourdough bread. As a matter of fact, let me just show you the beginnings of sourdough. I have it here in the oven. Oopsie, is it? Okay, what I have here is just ground up or milled cumin.
Hello. We're on the end screen of the introduction to Bolt's Card Services, to Cooking Natural. We're sponsored by boltscardservices.com. Who is Bolt's Card Services? Bolt's Card Services is a processing settlement company broker. They have 3 processors under their belt and 2 settlement companies. First Data is the first one, and the second one is one called Tsys, T-S-Y-S. Now, the 3 processors that they have are First Data in the form of Swift Pay, SWYFTPAY, Minnesota, and they have a machine that will do the cash discounting automatically in the machine. You just tell it which one you're doing, cash or credit, and it does all the calculations for you. It's a patented process. They're the only ones that have it patented. The next one is a company called FFUSA. Very good company. They're the first company I started with when I was doing processing. And I came from science, outdoor science, and I went to the company after interviewing, I can't tell you how many, saying, I write good business. If you're telling me I have to sell people extra machines and extra this and pad the numbers, I'm not going to work for you. First Data said, nope, that's fine with us. So I worked for them. The third company is an interesting company. They just came on board about 2 years ago. Why did they come on board? Well, they came on board because I had written up 17 stores in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And I got their cost down to 1.69% after everything was said and done. That's how much it cost them to accept the card. And I got all 17 units. They were doing about $5 million a month in business. It was great for a couple of years. Along comes this other company, Tjfava. Guy walked in after I left the owner, and I said, don't even bother. I got him to 169. You're not going to get there. He goes, we'll see. Well, what did they do? They didn't charge that $30 on $1,000 processed for their company. And in the first 4 months, they saved that conglomerate of companies over $10,000 in fees by not charging that money. And they got their business. And I couldn't understand because I know I went below what anyone could do. And they beat me. So I called the company up and I go, how did you do this? And they go, join our company and we'll tell you. And I did. And they did. And I represent them as well. Why do we represent the other companies? Because people want to stay with what they got. They don't want to buy new equipment. Although if they buy new equipment, within 6 months, their new equipment will be paid for. But anyway, that's Bolt's Card Services. We work for you to give you the best rates, the best prices, the best service that your money can buy. The other sponsor that we have is a young lady. She's about my age. And she's been doing sewing all her life. The name of her company is Sew, S-E-W, the number 4, U, Y-O-U, at rcn.com. I'll say it again. Sew, S-E-W, the number 4, the letters Y-O-U, at R as in Robert, C as in Charlie, N as in Nancy.com. She is a master seamstress. There isn't anything Bonnie can't do, and I've given her some doozies over the years. She's the one who made this shirt, right? My name and my logo. Nice. She is, without a doubt, extremely busy all the time. Come May, June, she's doing nothing but wedding gowns all over the place. When she's not doing that, she did a horse stable. I forgot where it is, but what did a horse stable need? They needed blankets for the horses, jackets for the crew, clothing for the riders, and gifts. And it was like 600-700 pieces when she was all done. She got it done within a month. Just her, with her embroidery machines and her sewing. I call her up every once in a while and I go, you sew your fingers to the table? She goes, no. She laughs. Anyway, that's so for you. Give her a write on RCN, and she will give you a quote that is far below anyone else I've tested when I even bought this, far below anyone else, and the quality is superb. So she's the one that you want to go to.